everyone, and welcome to Talk Together. Thank you for joining us for an evening of talking about Dungeons, Dragons, and DJs. I am Tom Jancis, DJ. I am the self-proclaimed question lord. No one will take my beautiful crown from me. I will fight for it. I'm here as your host. I'll be chatting, to hashtag Team Diva. Gathered all around me. Look at those faces. Look at those lovely musical faces. We're going through some enticing questions, maybe a few adventurous anecdotes. What sort of questions we're going to ask? Well, that's decided by these little math rocks. And before we kick off, a few housekeeping things. The stream should last about an hour. We are sponsored by Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, Elderwood Academy, and we are supported by D&D Beyond, Warriors Waterdeep. Hold it up to the camera. And Sam.
Wow, gems.
And then we're on dice. We're not sponsored by Idle Champions for this, but that's good. We're on it. The Switch. Play it on the Switch. So we are rolled together.
You can't play Warriors of Waterdeep on a Switch.
Not yet. I should stop doing that because everyone assumes that we know things. They're like, so when's it coming out? You're like, I'm just a buffoon. There you go, Warriors of Waterdeep. Fix this.
Ooh, baby, a triple!
So, Roll Together RPG on social media. Big thank you to the D20 Club, who sorted out our Discord, our wiki, which... Good luck to you after this campaign. There's a lot to note. Although I just have to say, absolutely love the labels. Just to start off, the labels of the potions when they popped up, those are beautiful. So we are on podcasts. If you look for Roll Together RPG on most podcasts, will pop up. Hope everyone's well. Everyone drink water. So. Yay, it's like a drinking game.
Liz, that wasn't water.
No, it is a soda.
Oh, very nice.
Is it refreshing, Liz? Is it hydrating?
Good soda, good folk, good deeds.
Oh, if it provides good deeds. Crikey. Oh, this is gonna... So, before we completely go off the tracks, let's roll that dice. The catchphrase you always have to say, always.
Roll that dice.
Roll that dice.
Cool it.
Please. I feel like
this does feel like we've been on tour and we're just like, you know what we say, kids? Roll that dice.
We don't hate each other enough yet.
Not yet.
Wait till the end of this episode.
Being the key. Doing a lot of heavy lifting.
You've got to get so sick of each other that you crest over it and then get to the other side of just pure, unadulterated loathing. We're not there yet.
We're not yet. So that was number 8. And so, question for everyone. What was the most surprising moment in this campaign?
Ooh.
Heimlich's parents sold his soul for a beer.
Yes.
What was that?
Unlimited beer.
No, it wasn't even unlimited beer. It was like a round.
It was
a round of beer, yeah.
I thought it was like you got the stein and you're like, you get a refill. It was literally, you were... Heimlich, 1 gold piece.
£7.20.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here. That was surprising because it was so awful. Was it the most surprising thing, though?
It was for me. I was expecting and usual sort of adventuring D&D plot. A photo of Heimlich's long-lost parents. They must have got lost in the Shadowfell. They must be tied into Lady Babington's evil, and we will find... No, they're just dirtbags. Right. Not see it coming. I sat listening to all of you having a fantastic exploration of how evil Heimlich's parents were and just gobsmacked. It was great.
There's a wonderful logic to it where it's like, oh, we're not going to Heimlich's concert. Heimlich! Yeah, we can sell his soul.
Well, the premise...
Yeah.
Oh, go on, John, go on.
So I gave Liz the carte blanche. I knew something had happened with his parents in the backstory. I gave Liz the choice to say what it was. But they are adventurers, and there's a certain weird logic to if they were an adventure party played by other D&D players.
Oh, they do that.
And there was a pub where in my role play I've got 7 kids. and we need to buy a round. Oh, I've not got many gold pieces. I'll just sell one of their souls. It feels like that is something a D&D player would do, thinking about it afterwards.
I have a specific headcanon, John, a specific one, where your parents are sat in a bar during your concert going, what are we supposed to be doing today? Heimlich. That's right, selling a soul. And they're just completely cutting over what they were actually supposed to be doing today.
Liz, sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, I mean, the premise of A Shadowfell Symphony was based on events that had happened in Heimlich's backstory, and that's what really led to the whole thing. So the reason why you're all here, kind of, is because of his parents. So yeah, it did all sort of tie in.
So because in the final episode, we tumbled into that battle. Didn't get to quite ask as many questions as I know I wanted to ask. So I don't still quite understand the link for you, Dungeon Master, between the soul selling, the concert going weird, this connection being open between the Shadowfell and my weird little character. What happened? And then Lady Babington. What happened there?
Do we want to know? Do we want to find out?
I mean, I do. You can tell me afterwards.
No. It's fine. So, right. Your parents were in the Shadowfell. Heimlich's parents were in the Shadowfell. Heimlich, John, same person.
No, John, your parents specifically.
Anne and Ray were in the Shadowfell.
Yeah, bless them. And Heimlich, at that point in time, was about to start this concert. At that precise moment in time is when Lady Babington arrived at the palace. Her anthem was playing as soon as the cadence was turned on for the first time in this place. And all of these incidents all lined up at the exact same time, which is what caused the big pillar of smoke to appear. But because Shadowfell time is completely different to material plane time, that's why there was a shift in time, if that makes sense.
Surprisingly logical.
Normally,
I'm just like the 5 most stupid ideas I can possibly list, and somehow I'll find a way to link them. You're like, no, timey-wimey, wibbly wobbly.
Well, you do have your pseudo Time Lords jumping around the universe, so yeah.
I mean, I said Black Column. What I really meant was the first Heimlich incident. I forget that there's so many. So the first Heimlich incident was when Heimlich got his powers. Sorry, excuse me. That was 10 years ago in the material plane, which is 5 years ago in Shadowfell. And it all kind of came to its peak at the beginning of A Shadowfell Symphony. That's the time.
Is the Heimlich incident like the Battle of Yavin in Star Wars, wherein all of like the calendars are based around these numerous Heimlich incidents?
It is now.
Yes.
It's about we're trying to put together a timeline, and it's the Heimlich incident.
So we're in 10 HI at the start of the
And weirdly, across all the universes, that's the one constant, the Heimlich incident.
No, the constant is in the hedge maze.
That's a different thing.
Yes, it is.
Surprising moment for me was I think Rebecca and John came up with another Heimlich incident that I had no input in. It just delighted me when he told me. That was the Requiem that Heimlich may have composed that caused the body to raise up.
That was all John. You asked us to work out how we knew each other, and so we were messaging, and it was John's fantastic idea that maybe you were trying to rehabilitate me and got me to compose a Requiem Mass, and it was a little too good.
The corpse got up and applauded. I was most surprised by all of the silver keys. You already alluded to our Time Lords, Tom. I had no idea it was coming. Liz hadn't said anything to me at all about it, so it was just you go, oh, I know the implications of this. Okay. In character, I don't know anything. And that was interesting too.
Again, like Time Lords, it's like the episode The Doctor's Wife, where it's just a graveyard of Tardai. And you're like, oh no, what's happened to everyone? Why the 12 keys?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Very
is
distressing.
Tardai the canonical plural of
Tardai, Tadum,
Tardii, surely.
Tardigrades. Yeah.
Tardigrades.
Hang on. TARDIS is an acronym, so it's TARDIS.
So it would be TARDIS.
No, it is TARDIS, but Tardii is much more fun.
That is very good.
Time and relative dimensions in.
Infinitum.
Infinitum, yeah, perfect. Other surprising moments, just the I did kill 40 children. You're like, wait, what?
We never talked this through. We have no idea.
I wanted to go back to the pub momentarily. What I thought was a bit turned out not to be, and that was a surprise.
Rebecca, okay, is it a bit or isn't it a bit? Because none of us actually know.
You don't have to answer that question.
Rebecca.
As question lord, you don't have to answer.
You didn't find out in game. Have to wait for Harmony to come back.
I had no reason to ask.
Can confirm not too many children were murdered.
Good.
Too many.
It's a
I know what the answer is, but I'm saying nothing.
Liz helped. It's all Liz's fault.
Blissful
Yeah,
ignorance, then
that's
fine.
fine.
Sorry, Liz helped murder the children.
Yeah.
What? No.
As DM, you're like, yeah, those children are dead now.
Good soda, good folk, good deeds.
We're sponsored by Liz's Soda. Liz's Soda, we don't endorse child murder.
I will say that what Alkis was saying was Harmony had maybe done something that she was very ashamed of.
Yep.
And maybe there were some murders.
Well, no, I got to the fact that you were working together on some kind of thing and something went wrong because that sort of...
Did it go wrong? Or were it just murders?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It went perfectly right. Everything went to plan.
Maybe.
Yeah. Are you becoming a lich? Because if you're becoming a lich, you need to tell us.
You're contractually obliged.
Or
Both.
Harmony, or...
You're like, not this character. Good luck guessing which of my characters.
Obviously Ava, but I'm saying nothing. You'll have to
Prod Harmony in another campaign.
yeah,
okay.
pretty much.
I can't play Hunk in that campaign then because Hunk would never prod Harmony. It's not something they do.
It's all right. We'll make it work.
Okay.
But Hunk has done that thing of, I don't care what you did. It was a long time ago. And it's like, well.
Hunk's not me, Tom.
I broke the world. You're like, well, we'll make mistakes.
Hunk is a simple, kind, gentle soul, and sometimes I struggle to play that. That's all I'm saying.
That's full of
Chris, you're
suspicions.
very simple.
Thank you.
Anyone else, Int 7 would have been a stretch to roleplay, but Chris, I was impressed with your dedication to the role, shall we say.
I've always said if you're going to have a dump stat, you have to make it define your roleplay, because the dump stat's the greatest place to define roleplay, and low int is very hard because it means that whenever someone says something interesting, you have to go, yep, and then move on and not do anything about it.
I like your words, Magic Man. Move on.
Look, a really interesting riddle that I know all the answers to and is really plot integral. Oh, look, a bird.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just bring a book or bring a Switch and just sit there, just go, sorry, what? What are we doing?
Sorry, I'm just being
read.
idle.
Hunk can't read. Hunk joins the many illustrious
Hunk's
roll-together characters
inexperienced,
that
it's
can't
fine.
read.
Hunk doesn't need to read.
That's the point. Can someone on the wiki put the list together because it's growing?
It's
just the
substantial.
characters who can't read.
Notably, not a useful list for the characters involved within it.
That's your name. Cool. We'll put little pictographs. You're like, oh, so Satane, that's you. Yeah, that's good. Anyway, any more surprises? Just in general.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I've barely scratched the surface.
Yeah. I'm happy to just work on this one question. It covers so much.
Sam being a furbolg but not being a furbolg. Like, there was obviously something going on, but the accent swap was a surprise. I expected...
Loved the accent swap.
I expected you're a skeleton now because I'd seen the extra mini, but I did not expect, Reggie's actually not the cool, calm, suave southern voice either. It's all a facade. I didn't expect that at all.
Was it simply because I forgot the accent? Who knows?
No.
Character choices. I liked that people in chat were like, well, no, he's a skeleton. I can see the picture. I'm like, absolutely no idea what you're talking about. That's a lovely furbolg with a guitar.
There was a line on the wiki for ages that said, despite Sam playing a furbolg, the art's of a skull. And it's like, no idea why that's the case.
I mean, we all got them, unless you're a gelatinous cube. Or have a carapace. So, you know.
They are the two options in which you do not have a skull, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
It's a ghost with a skull.
Wasn't that no, that's Ghost in a Shell, which also carapace. I think that I think if you're playing someone who's disguised, due to the nature of it not being a show and you not wearing makeup, to actually distinguish two elements of a character, particularly for an audience who aren't necessarily clued on everything, I think it's fun more than anything, frankly. And
you're not wearing makeup. Ali.
Well, yes. Other surprises.
Yes.
Does it count as a surprise every time Ali turned his camera and we went,
Yes.
this time?
I have a wedding dress, so what?
Today was frankly more surprising in that, is this Ali?
Younger brother.
I'm still disappointed there was never an egg. That's my main disappointment from the whole campaign, is we never got a visual representation of Swifty because Hero Force doesn't do eggs.
It's okay. If everyone sponsors you enough on your walk, then you will make a papier-mâché egg, right?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Keep sponsoring Ali.
Yes.
Please.
Hero Forge.
I don't have any money left anymore. Yeah. That should be their tagline.
Yeah.
Everything else, just no eggs.
We don't do eggs, we don't do deers.
You can have like small eggs, like on the hand.
They do
but
small
that's
eggs.
it.
It's not big enough.
That's how big Swifty actually is. It's about egg size. It's like, hey.
No, that was a surprise, Tom, as well. So Ali does the gorgeous description of Teseli. And then we find out about the egg that's been there the entire time. And then we find out that the egg actually is 3 foot tall, and that just put it into a new dimension. I loved it.
Literally a new dimension, yeah. Just that is always the great thing when you're like, nope, it's been here the entire time and it's 3 foot tall and it's now wearing a little top hat, which is another delightful moment. Just a tiny, gotta save the top hat.
Yes.
Okay, that's the surprise that made me grab my had a proper facepalm the most, was when it turned out Granny was the hag from the Christmas one-shot we did. Yeah.
Where, again, we're getting into timelines where Granny's now going to establish the town.
Let me just clear something up. So, the one-shot is based in the extra-dimensional town of which is a one-shot land. In which case, time and space and whatever, one shot.
No. All of Busy Bees is set 20 years in the future. That's established canon now.
It is? Why?
Yes.
Because Granny establishes the town, and Granny left the Shadowfell to go and establish the town of with Mr. Nutmus and the third character who I keep forgetting. At which point, Clive.
Flint.
Thank you.
Flint was your sibling.
Yeah. Clint is then born there. His parent is like destroyed by Xanascublers, or it runs away. I can't be sure. But Clint's an orphan.
No. The parents were solidified into gobstoppers by the, I want to say fairy, but it's actually a goblin. Sugar Plum Goblin.
Right.
Who was one of the people in Shadowfell who got transported at the same time as Granny.
Right, okay, good. Therefore, in which case, Clint at that point was a child, and in Busy Bees, Clint is definitely at least a young adult, so...
But Clint's a beaver?
Yes,
Clint is
What's the lifespan of a beaver?
It's a rodent, so I'd assume definitely shorter than 20
I will remind you
years.
that we established in Busy Bees that you had all been trapped in that basement for a long time, enough for your character to develop almost a level of I can't go outside anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Which means Busy Bees is canonically set 20 years in the future of the rest of the
That's what we
Altogether
wanna
Universe timeline.
Which explains the roller coaster.
Yes.
7 to 8 years.
In just 20
that
years.
everything's happening at the same time. No, we're going across since the Heimlich incident 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So this is like Heimlich incident 30.
Yeah, high 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, Busy
God,
Bees
was
is
it
high
Heimlich's
30.
fault?
Maybe beans keep beavers alive for longer.
True.
There's only one way to find out. I will order a beaver.
Can I recommend not ordering a beaver online? You might not get what you think you're getting.
Beaver for sale.
So that was surprising as well.
Yes.
Honestly,
all these 10 minutes has been a surprise.
and now guest star. And then we all get out instruments and and here's a song. We're like, what? Right. Okay. 20 minutes in. Shall we?
Action 1 done.
Tom, I think my badge for timekeeping is safe, right?
Oh, absolutely. No sleep until we get through all of these. all night long. Okay, folks, here we go. Roll that dice.
Roll that.
Ah.
Oh no, that one.
Number 16. Which PC gets / is most likely to get the Loot Goblin award? Loot Goblin, not loot gobbling. No one eats the loot. Yes, who loots a loot?
No one looted a loot.
No one looted my loot, but not in this game.
Oh.
I feel like Reggie. It's all the shoes. I just assume you will steal things.
Those are his shoes.
The only person.
Well, he was about to steal the keys.
I will refute this point. Tesele tried to pick up the backdrop that got dropped randomly in the middle of the Feywild.
Yes.
Tesele picked up a random ring for no good reason that we all assumed was going to be cursed.
Reggie was the opposite of a Loot Goblin. Reggie distributed goods from his weighty sack.
That's a good point.
I take your refutation and I rescind my answer.
You're like, Reggie's an honest little gentleman he's in business.
No, Reggie's selling the crap. He's not picking it up.
Admittedly, had there been more shoes, this would be a different story.
Roll for shoes. Yeah.
Roll for shoes.
There we
I
go.
said that at one point.
Liz didn't describe enough shoes. That's the long shot of this.
Look, we don't want to give you notes, Liz, but more shoes.
Did enjoy, as once the shoes had been revealed, it seemed that there was no problem that could not be surmounted without shoes in some capacity. There was no negotiation we would enter into where the offer of a nice pair of court shoes did not just sweeten that deal slightly.
I thought it was particularly inspired to use shoes to break down machinery. Sabotage is a thing.
Sabotage, yeah.
Does.
I like
So good, Sam. Such a good reference. Well done, historically. Well done.
I like that Reggie offered Magistricia 2 shoes.
Yeah.
And she just wanted the most expensive looking ones. And the description she came up for the different shoes were beautiful.
Oh, that's a good point, Liz. Is Magistricia dead?
Nobody knows.
Or she in
Another
another one
plane,
shot now.
okay.
Harmony
No.
killed her with all the children.
Turned into silverware. That was completely different.
I mean, the Cadence could transport people in time, so Busy Beast 3, the Magistricia edition.
She's like, I'm going to become a hag.
And thus,
then cut to-
all tales come back to the beginning.
Well, that's the thing when we mentioned the Tarrasque, and I was like, oh yeah, there's the possibility of a Tarrasque in Busy Bees 3. Maybe it's intended to have shoes. Yeah.
I'm still thinking Busy Bees 3 is going to be a post-apocalyptic Busy Bees, where the Tarrasque has been and gone, and now it's all Mad Max / Fallout with the Busy Bees.
But we normally take a Busy Bees when everyone just needs a happy show.
It will be very amusing.
We're all
Mad
driving
Max
little
with
vehicles.
Good shoes.
Yeah, Mad Max 2.
Furry Road. I'm putting it out there.
Yeah.
Furry Road.
Furry Road. And cut to the poster.
Oh, I'm writing it down, Sean. I've got to write it down. It's too good not to write down. Oh. Busy Bees, Furry Road. And it's a rude one as well. Brilliant. Perfect.
Yes. So we've looted and gobbled. Let's move on.
That did not help.
No,
Looted and gobbled our way down the ferry road.
as she said in the series, let's go dogging.
Did I say that?
Yeah, it was such a bad
dear.
series of people on time.
I mean, it was Sam who's just like, wait, let's go dogging. And you were just like, he doesn't mean it. He's a sweet boy. He doesn't know what he
I
said.
believe Tom. What I said was, okay, Sam. And moving on.
Yeah.
Lovely.
You're very yes-ending, Liz, and that's why we'll have you. Just like, okay, great. I
Can anyone
like
keep
you.
a tally of the number of times one of us did something ridiculous and Liz just went, okay, moving on.
No, but we could go back through. Wouldn't take that long.
My money's on 37.
We just seen a little 37 appear next to you. It's like, anyone in the chat who's got a bet, put it down.
Yeah, who wants to bet against me with my luck?
Yeah, okay.
Oh gosh.
And then you're like, maybe we'll have a quick game of liar's dice. Hey, what? You've got a very nice soul right there. You know,
No, Rebecca currently uses her powers for good, and we're all happy about
yes,
it.
and we're glad. That's it. If you want to meet
Currently.
Rebecca at the crossroads on a moonlit night, just get in the DMs. Deals can be made.
Are you dishing out keytars?
Just don't get on the ferry road because that's a different conversation.
Also, if you DM me asking to meet me at the crossroads in the middle of the night, I will block you. Just so we're clear.
I mean, you'll still turn up, but you're not responding.
Sorry.
And now I'm sad. You know what cheers me up? Rolling dice.
Yay!
Let's roll that dice.
Roll
that
dice. Shuffling Nora. Okay, number 6. What's your saddest moment? I know. Let's just out of the doldrums. Sadness.
It has to be related with Swifty. I'm sorry, but
No, that's
Swifty
like
becoming
magic.
animate was sad. That's true. Very true.
so when he got stolen this the stone, I think that was like, no, why? And the whole thing about how he was captured and everybody trying to help him, I think it was quite emotional, but leaning to the sad part.
I am just laughing again. No, I think Swifty needs my help more than you. And Holly's like, fine. But also that thing with like Swifty's like, Swifty's a zombie now. The soul has been ripped out of Swifty. And
then we got a random Johnny 5 reference that John had to explain. Sad. I found the Tessele Alkis story that got unpicked, that got revealed to be really tragic. Sad might be the wrong word, but it was definitely romantic. It was romantic as in it was romanticized. It was, I love you and now I've left forever and I've forgotten you forever. It was all very sort of melodramatic. It was great. Gorgeous.
I mean,
it might not be... Well, I want to know how Alkis ended up in this thing. Like...
He was trying to find you.
He was.
He went adventuring in it. Yeah.
Now he's more... gonna cry. Okay.
Weep. Weep for this poor soul who gave up his joy because of you, Tessele. You and your ridiculous egg. Yes, sorrow.
This is why I love backstories so much, because like so much of this has just come from your backstories, and I've gone, okay, that's really sad. Let's make it worse for you. So yeah, thanks guys.
John's reaction to realizing that his parents had sold his soul, and then being given it back and going, I'm going to hang on to this, but I don't know if I want it or even deserve it. Like, that was sad. That was, again, very tragic. It was very pretty.
Fun to play. I still don't know if he's taken it yet. I'm not quite decided.
Have you given Reggie half? You threatened to give Reggie half.
Find out in Busy Bee's Ferry Road.
What happened? Someone drank a soul. Oh no.
Now they're an Uber Lich.
Yeah, I mean, the offer was there, but then I felt like there was slightly, it needed to be an offer. It couldn't just, because you can't just make somebody like, drink my soul.
I mean, you can.
But, if it's a consensual relationship.
I mean, buy them a drink first, John. I mean, that's
and then just pour a soul in and okay, there you go.
Here's your beer.
Why is it
always check
sparkling?
your drinks.
Technically, you're me now.
I found it was it's weird to think of it as sad because it's very emotionally intense as well, but Harmony and Alkis's moment leading up to that incredibly deft snatch, I found that I could feel my heart in my chest and being like, this is, like when you meet up with a friend who doesn't like you anymore and you don't understand why. That was just beautiful. Really enjoyed that. Yeah. Well done to the players involved.
Also, the most clutch nat 20.
I didn't want it. I wanted to actually do some role play and fail that check and have Alkis carry on just being mean. And
there's an amazing thing you can do. You see, there's 19 numbers lower than 20, and you could have just said one of them.
How does you mean your dice don't always roll a 20?
Well, not from experience, no.
I still need Rebecca to be a DM at some point. Wow, that's going to be a hardcore campaign.
Lower the CR for everyone.
Do you want that to happen,
George?
Sam?
I was playing a game with George this week, and he touched my dice. So, It might have all gone very badly. We'll find out next campaign.
I was going to say, Sam, come to the crossroads. We can sort something out. Deals can be made, my friends.
Since you asked so nicely, I'll be there.
Let's just have a game of lies dice. Yeah.
You know what was actually tragic and we glossed over very, very quickly?
Uh-oh.
There's a lot of dead dogs lying around in Gloom Rock.
Yeah, but most of them are at the zoo now. They've all gone to the zoo to look at the animals. It's great.
Only one got
Most of them. Only what? I thought that 4 of them got
Your
got.
familiars, your crap familiars all got annihilated. The actual perfectly decent hellhounds are fine.
I believe
cool.
they kind of go into the earth. They don't just stay as a dead corpse. They actually go back to from whence they came.
Well, yeah, they're
Well, this was a question I had. All of these things that we killed and all of this mess that we left, what happens to it? Does just like a little gnome come along and clean up the
Sweeping
cadence?
up,
Or does it
yeah.
just stay there forever?
I guess you did some quite positive change in Gloomrock. I had a little thing in my mind. I was like, is Reggie going to stay? Would Reggie stay and rule over this place? Because Reggie kind of fits in. And there were like lots of different outcomes that could have happened for the city. But I don't think it's necessarily in bad hands now. Maybe Eurycia or Eurycia Flickay has taken over, maybe.
Jolene, surely.
Or maybe Jolene. It depends who takes over, but, you know, I reckon they'd have some people sweeping up.
Vonnie's
Maybe.
changed his ways, so there's another person who'll probably be fine now.
No, the Raven Queen's just wiping it out.
To be fair,
Starting all over
I love the
again.
idea of the Raven Queen going, that never happened, and just moving on.
Remember that adventure we had? No.
God of Death said it didn't happen, so it didn't happen, folks.
Yes, but all praise to the Raven Queen. Please don't smite us. Okay, moving on. I'm just trying to keep on the good side of the gods, really. I'm making so many deals at crossroads, it's going bad. Okay, yes, let's roll some dice, shall we?
Yeah.
Roll it next.
Roll it. Dice.
Roll the
roll
dice.
that.
Okay.
Nice.
Which PC/moment gives the throw the rulebook out the window? Let's homebrew this award.
Shoes.
Shoes!
Oh my god, shoes.
Shoes which were meant to be tuning forks. There was going to be this great moment where these braces were used to launch tuning forks, and then I said stiletto by mistake, and inevitably then this happened.
The best moments come from a slip of the tongue. It was
Absolutely
great.
true. Absolutely true. Hunk wasn't afraid of ghosts until the episode 1 of this campaign. They went, nope, that's a nat 1. Hunk is now canonically afraid of ghosts forever. That's just
Harmony hadn't murdered any children until it started as a bit.
And Heim looked very refreshed and young.
Statues used to have clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. At least you only did it for 12 episodes. I mean, there's quite a famous wizard who was described as stinky in episode 1 of a 150 episode arc that never got old.
I love that in our wiki for this campaign, there is a trivia point that says due to Rebecca mishearing Liz, all the statues in Waterdeep are canonically nude. Made into the wiki, it's there forever.
Yep. Ever since 2,000 years before the Heimlich incident, the statues have been nude.
It was actually-
we have bi and high.
Oh, interesting.
That's the interesting. It's the ripple effects of time that they had clothes and suddenly Heimlich and the clothes just evaporated
Throughout time.
throughout time.
Just say you're implying that there was a time before Heimlich.
Oh, he is very old, isn't he?
You're also implying that a sculptor sculpted, nude bodies under clothes while the stone was still on. It's extremely impressive.
Yeah. Those statue makers, magic. Without magic. The poor statue maker's just watching the clothes disappear. It's like, oh, I am good with that.
No one else knew it was there but me. It was my dirty little secret.
Oh no, my dirty little secret's
dear.
exposed to the entire city.
Busy Bees 4. Locate the dirty sculptor.
Hello, I'm the dirty sculptor. Oh, look at me do my dance. You're like,
Or
I
maybe
think
we
this
can
might have
have
come off the tracks.
prequels of Busy Bees.
Oh. I mean, it can happen very easily.
Look, if we're going by Fast and Furious logic, then Busy Bees 3 needs to be set about 10 years in the future anyway. So, and then Busy Bees 4 can go back into the original timeline.
Again, Furry Road. 10 years in the future. All the animals are still alive.
But they're like husks of their former selves.
It's like Old Man Logan. You're like, oh, you probably wondered what happened in the before times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great. That'd be a really fun stream as well.
Chris, put it on the board.
I've written it down. Busy Bees Ferry Road. Coming soon.
It was the Valentine's episode last year. Who knows what holiday we'll celebrate?
That was a weird Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
It was supposed to be like a really sweet, romantic, like, oh, helping people in love. And you're like, nope. There's a hag. We stole on a bicycle.
There were a lot of hats, though.
There were a lot of hats. Oh.
My mind's going to the Punisher cartoon series where he and a bunch of random people go off to fight frost giants, and it's all of these like the lawyer from this one thing, and is not superpowered in any way. And yeah, that's what I'm currently imagining. It'd be great.
We could fight frost giants. Busy Bees 5.
To Frost to Furious. No, that's the second one, isn't it?
You fool!
Oh man!
You're falling from
Frost,
the well.
5 Furious.
I believe that Busy Bees 4 therefore needs to be called just Busy, like not even called Busy Bees. Make the pattern work. And then 5 is called Bees.
Bees?
The franchise is just called Fast.
Yeah, Fast 4 and Furious 5. That's what they were shortened to.
Gosh, that's terrible.
Imagine spending a week dedicating all of your time to the marketing for this film, and some guy just like steps in Fast 4 and walks out.
Like at least Furious has some gravitas, but Fast. Like,
To be fair, by that point the plot had stopped making any sense at all anyway, so I think they probably
Was
just
that
gave
plot?
up. Yeah.
They were stealing DVD players. That's how it all started. They were robbing DVD players, and now they're fighting a submarine.
Driving a
was one
car
of them?
over a cliff.
I don't know which one. They were chasing a plane, and they had this Jeep thing which had no roof.
Yep.
And I want to say Vin Diesel
Probably.
managed to hold on. He didn't have a seatbelt on at all. He managed to hold on to this car, I assume with his legs, as he held onto the plane. And I don't know how this happened. That man is extraordinary.
do you not often lift a car just with your thighs, Liz? I do it every morning at the gym.
Also, the fact this was like he wasn't even wearing a seatbelt, which is very dangerous. I was very worried for
No, it's
Vin
too
Diesel.
fast, too furious, Tom. It's too fast and it was too furious.
That's the one where someone gets shot out of a tank onto a truck. Like that happens too. Like it's just it stopped making sense years ago.
Look, we're not saying this isn't going to happen in Busy Bees. Because someone's going to go
the
out
ferry
of a
road
tank.
is covered in tanks. That's all I'm saying.
But my limited understanding of Fast and Furious franchise is that there's a lot of people being Fast and Furious in them. How do you think they recruit? Do you think that they go, if you can steal a DVD player, you can drive a car, and if you can drive a car, you can blow up a military-grade submarine? Like, where do these people come from? How do they find them?
Oh, they're all like that lovely combination. Like, used to be a criminal. Before that, I was in the special forces. Before that, like, it's just this little long list of like weird odd jobs that have led to this scenario.
And I've got a DVD player.
Odd jobs. I was in the Secret Service. Odd jobs.
You know, bobbins. You know.
It was just my side hustle.
I've always wanted to be fired out of a tank.
And there's a lot of people who are like cops, but they're cops who used to be in the military and stuff like that, as far as I remember. I don't remember it very well.
Just remember
You
them
have a
saying,
lot
we
of
know
them.
who we are a lot. I know who I am. We know who we are.
It's all about family.
I was going to say, well, they are family.
I feel like I do not need to watch any of these movies.
Absolutely not.
Thanks for the real confirmation I had.
I will say, Rebecca, there is one of them that you definitely need to watch, which is 7. Because in 7, Vin Diesel and The Rock hate each other, but these movies make so much money that they have to keep making them, which means their contract stipulated that they couldn't get punched an uneven number of times. So there are often random punches to make the punch count add up.
That sounds deeply upsetting.
That's hilarious. It's really funny.
Can we work that into a game?
It was going to be they hated each other, so they made them kiss.
They have to hold hands.
More like whatever happened to Baby Jane thing.
Yeah.
No, that's a film I want to see.
But it was like, if my shirt gets ripped, his shirt gets ripped too, and that sort of thing.
in that chair.
See,
Isn't it like Steven Seagal, where The Rock he can't lose a fight on screen? His contract's stateless. I'm thinking,
specifically in these films, it's like you can't lose a fight in certain films. That's right.
I'm thinking I should get this written into my contract with Roll Together.
You have to do so many hits. You're not allowed to lose a fight. And everyone has to spend at least 2 minutes going, wow, he's so cool. I wish I could be like him.
You guys not have this clause written in yours?
No.
Mine just stipulates
That's
that we roll 70 20s per game, and we go from there.
Mine strongly stipulates that I must be able to lift a jeep with my bare thighs.
Yeah. Liz, why you have the thighs of a bear? I'm just checking.
I was just going to let that one pass.
I'm carrying one now.
Is that the fairy?
Oh, no. Veto.
Hey, Tom, shall we roll the dice?
Oh, that
Nice, Tom.
Anarchy.
Fun tangent.
Anarchy in the
Hair
Shadowfell.
trousers.
I just pulled the fire alarm. Everyone needs to go outside. Get your fire buddy.
Help.
Oh, this is going to be a nice one. Number 13. Were there any of your previous characters who would have solved this campaign in a jiffy if they were there?
Ava. Sorry,
yeah.
what?
No. What would Ava have done?
Murdered the party.
Killed everyone, taken all their power, ruled Gloomrot better.
Ooh, but Lady Babington might have said something against that.
Ava got beheaded, survived, and killed the big bad holding her head on with one hand.
Ava's also got the Wonder Vorkus at the moment, so...
Ava has the one. Thanks for the reminder. Ava has the Wonder Vorkus.
Yeah, Lady Babington got scalped like a chump.
Yes, my lawful good managed to defeat Lady Babington. Ava may have overkilled a little.
I had to find a whole new sound effect.
Solved your campaign, Liz, but certainly ended it.
It would have been our conclusion.
I think the honest answer is no. None of the other characters would have done much differently. Because Gertie would probably have just thought it was all bollocks and said it loudly all the time, repeatedly. What the fuck are you all doing?
Go to a party. You can't make me. You're like, okay. Jeez.
You lot are so... Oh, this one's really useful. Sort of hung on harmony like a leech going, can you just hit things while I stand behind you? They would have been a lot of that. Miriam would have just gone along with it. Because that's who they are. They just go along with everything. So, no.
I think it's quite a tricky one to answer because I would have just... the campaign ended very differently to how it started in my mind because I was reacting to you guys all the time. So I guess it's quite a difficult question because it would have just been a different campaign.
And meanwhile, there's a tiny beaver just going, I got a gun!
I was about to say, the gargoyles would not have taken Swifty.
Clint's just lifted off into the... Off he goes, goodbye.
Beam cannon.
They're one of those flying monkeys.
It's like, I guess he's gone.
Liz, could I ask you, you just implied that you had an idea, a dream of where the campaign might have gone. Any insight into that?
I kept it really vague because I was preparing for chaos, which happened, which I was super happy about. What I will say is Lady Babington was going to be a loop guru, but someone did a little one-shot unexpectedly where a loop guru featured. I was like, I can't do that. That's why Magic Trisha turned into silverware, because I still kept that in because it was funny, but you could have used the silverware to defeat her because you can only kill loop gurus properly with a silver weapon. I don't think any of you had that.
Nope.
That's just one of the things.
Interesting.
There were other ones, but they were not as big as Lady Babington, what she was. But I changed it because it was a different campaign to how it originally started. So,
your Lady Babington, though, was amazing. I was watching the stream back and she's just so creepy. Oh.
Aren't you all lovely?
Aren't you?
It was when we were in the middle of a fight and you and like in between two turns, you just went, I will eat you alive. And we just kept going.
Just the little smiles Liz would have. And you're like, oh no.
I will tear the skin off your face. That's beautiful.
it was fun. Not gonna lie, it was fun.
Good
I
villain.
also creeped myself out during it, so I guess that's a good thing.
No, you're doing a good job.
It's lovely playing a good villain. It's lovely going, I'm going to choose some scenery now.
No.
I'm having such a wonderful party.
Is it a chance for me to monologue?
And villains heal when they eat scenery, I believe.
They do.
Extra hit points.
Just picking up the floor, and you're like, why is that happening?
Very nutritious.
Let's do it. It's that time again. We're getting through these. Roll the dice.
Roll.
It's finally happened. It's a natural 20. Hooray. And it simply is, what's next for these characters? We left it open, but what you up to? You having a holiday?
I mean, we've all got shit to do now.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
The Raven Queen.
Reggie just goes on a cruise. Just like,
He's one of those sad musicians that's come to the end of their career, just playing cruises.
yeah. Constant Margaritaville, just playing like, yeah,
walls.
cool, great.
And he's got a guitar as well, so he just stands on stage, holds the guitar up and presses a button and starts playing Is This the Way to Amarillo? And it just plays. It's just standing there while it happens.
Old people just gently dancing.
You just described hell.
If Reggie's going to be in a cruise, can we have then a one shot for a max speed too?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, to go back to Busy Bees 2, the band's gone. Reggie just goes down and is like, oh, I'm just going to play the end of the pier. DJ!
That's right, Hades, yeah. This rises out of the
Hades
sticks.
pier on the sticks.
Everyone's like, this is awful. It's like, it's perfect. The giant skeleton man's just playing classic, not even classic rock, just really gentle, boring rock. Yeah. So that's your fate. That's decided.
I'm not getting involved in this. There we go.
There is still rulership of the Gloomrot if Reggie ever wanted to go back. Charismatic.
It's been dangled. I mean,
Battle of the Bands is the only way we decided. Raven Queen versus Reggie, and we see what happens.
Was the championship of the Raven Queen, was that a temporary thing to get rid of Lady Babington, or is that Reggie's now is followed around by ravens? Listen, I suppose. Ivory.
Yes, no, that's exactly it. Reggie is the Raven Queen.
Surprise.
Surprise.
That's it. No, there wasn't any Raven Queen versus Babington. It was more just this is what's in the world, and we'd already alluded to the fact that Reggie was not of the material plane anymore. So it was a homecoming that was unexpected, I think, for Reggie. That was the idea behind it.
And it was wonderful.
You got a
I
blessing.
think Reggie would like to go to... Yeah, it was great. And I think Reggie would like to go to the temple because, as we established in episode 3, Reggie was very keen to take Hunk up. And maybe one day Hunk will come back to the Shadowfell with Reggie. And
take Hunk up the what?
Very right.
Fire alarm!
roll the
Rolling dice!
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Hunk's got a very serious task to do. Got 12 keys.
12 keys is a lot.
Where are they? I've got to go and find various Doctors Who and return their sonic screwdrivers to them. I mean, that's... Wow. Woe betide any DM who takes that one.
You do it as a 12-parter, but just different DM each time, where you're just like, hey, Hunk turns up at the end, is like,
oh my God.
Here's your key. He's like, thanks. You can deal with Strahd? No. That's luck.
Oh, the lummox that is Hunk just turning up in these clutch scenarios and going, there you go, and then wandering off again out of the clutch situation.
You could do like you're rolling, like if you do hit a D20, like a portal just opens, Hunk leans out and goes, there you go, and goes out, and they're like, where did that come from? Who was that? And it's like, I haven't met them yet. We'll meet. It doesn't matter.
So with an intelligence of 7, I don't know how Hunk's going to work out where they all are.
Harmony will babysit is what's going to happen.
But that means
Harmony will do the planning, the keeping you safe.
Ooh, will there be a binder with
all the
different
hard work,
colours?
and then we'll just point you in the right direction and be like, go on.
Hunk, you can make sandwiches.
During that conversation and when you're setting up for me, will you tell me about the dead children?
Do you really want to know?
No.
Yeah, then. You'd have to push.
Hunk
I
can't
thought the
push.
implication was that Harmony and Hunk were going separate ways.
Harmony is
Harmony had shit to deal with.
Well, Harmony is going to help Heimlich kill his parents if that's what he wants.
Exactly.
They're on the list.
And then Harmony does have a list. Harmony has stuff to do. Hunk also has stuff to do. They might work out how they can do it together. No.
Hand on the switch.
No. It was more of the, maybe we use a key to go to Heimlich's parents. Maybe we use keys to go everywhere. Why wouldn't we? Uh-oh.
Harmony can be trusted with power.
Yeah.
Oh, no. What have we done?
So for Heimlich, and this was one of the nice conundrums about being presented with the soul in a stone, was saying like, oh, I know this weird gothy power has come from not having the soul. If I have the soul back, will I lose the power? I need the power to face the Babington. So there's a definite timeline in my head where he drinks his soul, or part of it, if Reggie wants a nip, and he loses his powers, and he just becomes a musician. And being able to take high-powered revenge against a level 20 fighter and cleric who are his parents, as soon as he's like, maybe not. And he just goes and can make music again. And I like that. But it's also quite nice to still have magic. So I don't know. I'm leaving that one open in my
That's
brain.
nice too.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll just be one of the world's greatest musicians. Yes.
But I can't go toot magic flute anymore.
That's your pros and cons.
Okay.
Toot magic flute.
Okay, genuine question. There was a lot of allusion to the fact that Heimlich and Reggie may have once been an item. Were they once an item?
Dish.
Were they?
I don't know if we were ever that explicit in what we agreed with each other. We had the idea that they were very close. They had this very tempestuous relationship.
I think Reggie would have liked it, but I don't think that Reggie ever would have had the confidence prior to finding a guitar to do anything about it. Because as everyone knows.
Yeah,
exactly.
It feels like it was, I feel the same. I feel like Heimlich, like, oh, you're so good at music, and like you're this big handsome furball, and oh, maybe if I can play music way better than you can, you'll like me. And that, kids at school kind of way of like, I've got all this attraction and energy, I need to get rid of it somehow. So I'm going to do a really big concert, and so
you'd have a training montage. Exactly. But you'd have this training montage where Reggie is aggressively playing the violin, and it's indicative of the sexual tension between them. Yeah. And then just as it's about to climax, he gets a letter through the door saying that he doesn't get a letter through the door. He's not going to be performing in the concert. That's
It's more the sadness at the life they could have had, maybe.
Could they have it now? Could they have it now, though?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know if they can bone anymore, for want of a better word.
Bone!
Look, Niall has made it very clear that is both possible.
I've managed to forget that, Chris. Why did we have to go back there?
I remember in my Christmas one-shot, Niall said, I'm going to rub one out. And he meant like remove a rune from the floor, but it just came out wrong. Sorry, carry on.
I am also
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think so. I'd like to think, especially if Heimlich gets depowered, I like to imagine him like the partner in Skyrim, where you go back to the house and you've been out adventuring and it's like, hello dear, give me some gold. Maybe you're there.
The shop's going very well.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm proud to be your thing.
I was also liking the image. Go on.
What happens to Helga in this relationship? Where does Helga sit in this potentially trifecta?
On Reggie's
well, if
knee?
he loses his power, he has no more magic skeleton.
So we're just going to construct Helga in the corner to
No, Reggie
watch.
becomes Heimlich's magic skeleton.
Replacement.
Was Helga built to replace Reggie for all these?
Oh no! I didn't know Reggie
To
was a
replace his
skeleton.
mother.
wow.
There's other
This
things
is
going
quite
on there.
pressing.
Helga's not his mother. Helga
Okay.
is the skeleton cellist.
Helga is named after his mother, though. That's canon.
no.
Yeah.
No more magic powers for Heimlich. This is what we've learned.
King,
No
king.
more magic powers.
No violence for you.
I was also going to say I like the image of Reggie just doing the thing of like standing outside the window with the guitar. It's like, I will woo you back, DJ. 3 in the morning, what are you doing? I'm wooing you.
If someone was going to stand outside my window and serenade me at 3 in the morning, I would want it to be by pressing DJ. Yeah.
See, what I'm imagining now is someone taking a guitar and going and then pressing one of the random like beat buttons. So it's like a. That's all. It's underneath him. That's it.
It's like green sleeves, but really bad.
Oh.
Da, 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 da.
And there's just a lot of like, damn it, come on. Oh, batteries have run out. Hold on, pick a flower. DJ.
But where does Teseli fit into the future?
Go back to the field.
Teseli
And Swifty.
It's going to take some time to reintroduce himself to Alkis. So they're going to have a long catch up. And after that, I think Teseli is looking for answers about like what happened and maybe who else has been affected by artifacts like that. But also, I think Alkis has stuff to do, such as this, as is in the case of Harmony. So probably they will go apart again, but hopefully not for long. And yeah, so Teseli will go in this campaign to find out what the hell happened, and if he has to chop some heads, he will. And that's it. So now that he is in his wedding outfit, I picturing him like B from Kill Bill. So he will be running in his wedding gown, killing people.
Just running through the Fae in wedding
Sick of
gown.
selling.
Not the strangest thing we've seen this week, actually.
When Teseli finds the emotion again, what happens to Swifty? Or can you just make an unlimited number of Swifties?
I mean, in theory you can do, but that's not the case, right? Because that would mean that you will have to empty all your emotions into this. So I think far away in a couple of years, we have to say goodbye to Swifty at some point, because, I mean, the thing is, Alkis and Teseli share that moment, and only Alkis knows about it. So it's a little bit sad to know that Teseli is not part of that story. But they will have a fresh start, like he said. So they can build up something new that maybe they don't need to extract that emotion. But it's just this, do I want the first kiss memory back? Do I want this first love kind of memory back? Or is this new first kiss for Teseli enough?
That's such a good parallel for a child and for parenting. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the TV Court are like, there's just eggs everywhere. Someone please deal with these numerous eggs.
Army of eggs.
Now, the interesting part would be if there's other Swifties out there. That would be great. Just let me put that down now.
20,000 Swifties constructed purely for the sake of destroying the Tarask, which is torn apart. The Sword Coast.
Yeah. Busy Bee's Furry Road is all of the animals in Post-Apocalyptic Nightmares, most of them having an eye patch or something similar, and the enemy is an army of Swifty-style eggs.
Maybe there is an evil Swifty out there, and they are nemesis.
Yeah, it's like everyone's there like covered in dust and grime, as magically looking normal. Just fine.
And I think on that powerful image, I think I might have to call it time. Boo. Maybe it's be under an hour. Boo. I mean, I'm happy to go longer, but, restraint.
I want to keep my badge. So.
One more question.
It's actually been 59 minutes.
One more question.
One more question. Fine. I am benevolent. I was about to say king. That's right. I'm the question king now.
Thank you, most merciful question king, for your kindness. You shower us with gifts.
Actually, this is
think twice if you need help.
Sam, I will cut your camera again.
Oh no!
Watch yourself, counsellor.
Oh, the pointy fingers come out, Sam. Best watch out.
Actually, I think this is a lovely one. Number 10. What was your overall favourite moment? I know we've covered a lot, but see, it's difficult, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We go maybe around the table and each one says.
The speed round.
Well, if someone's got one, go first, and then whoever's not got one can still keep thinking.
Okay, for me, there wasn't a specific moment. I enjoyed all of it from start to finish, especially the bits where I just get to sit back and I get to watch you all have a group conversation or a conversation in your own little groups. It's kind of a gift when you can just do that, because I know that you're having fun with it and I can just let you RP, and it's gorgeous. So moments like that within the whole thing were just gorgeous for me.
I think similarly than that, the beauty of the shopping episode, and then just that moment going, what is everyone going to choose? Just and they're just like, yeah, I'm just like a stained glass window. Just okay, maybe this wasn't a good question to
It's
ask.
a good one. The point is, it's picking between different ones and going, there's so many really lovely moments.
So many. It's not, there's a lack of choice. I'm going to cheat and have two, but I'll be
fair enough.
One was Reggie's transformation. It was just some fantastic role playing from Sam, and it'd been laid out so carefully that when we got there, it was beautiful. The other one was Alcus turning up. I was not expecting it to hurt that much. Liz is evil. It was great.
And watching you all just sort of sitting there in utter silence and then just go, what?
It's Ali's shocked face was one of my favourite moments.
I would say that how everybody showed love towards Swifty is just my favorite part. It was just supposed to be like a tool or a mount for Harmony, but then it becomes just the object of so much love that I wasn't expected, and that was just for me the best of the campaign. Thank you, everyone.
I'm going to be illegal too and give two, but one doesn't really count. The first one is in the second episode when Taselli cast Enlarge on Heimlich, not because it was funny, but I think because it sort of was indicative of everything that was to come, in that it was like, this is just a bunch of amazing people who are just going to have a great time doing a hobby that they love together, and it's going to be a great laugh. And then the whole adventure thereafter just felt exactly like that. And the second was Ali masterfully navigating Van the Fangberg was just so funny and just such great role play. That whole scene was just wonderful.
He went into a cupboard. Okay.
You're now in a pantry with a vampire and your egg.
Standard
sound. And then for me, the moment was it's attached to that same instance, but it wasn't so much the master of it. It was like I've done the deal, I've done the thing, negotiated thing. Go on. A little paste. It was just so wonderfully chaotic. And
the fact you basically put him in a coma because he was such a nice sport.
Suck my fey juices.
Yeah, go on.
That was great.
I can't pick one. It's too many.
Pick your fourth favourite.
It's even harder.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the one that there was a point when they said there are hellhounds in the alley, and both Sam and I clearly went, doggos, and just decided to go out.
Awesome.
You just went, no, they are friends. We're going to make them friends. We're going to roll all the dice and make sure they are friends. I like that a lot.
We're going to add the R to fiends.
I still have no regrets taking proficiency in animal handling. Best decision I've ever made.
I loved all the
and you're now
quiet.
missing some fingers. It's just, adds to the music.
We had so many, there was so much chaos and so much beautiful chaos. There were also so much quiet one-on-one conversations or delicate. There was some very delicate role play interspersed throughout all the carnage, and that was really gorgeous as well.
Can I also just say Harmony sticking to her guns and going with the armor rather than dressing up, I thought was just perfect, characterization of a character we'd already got to know, and was chef's kiss, regardless of all the pressure put on Harmony to.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hated it. She doesn't want to. It was great.
But then to hear going, this is the reason I need to keep the armor on, and that's sort of you'll go, right, cool. Just your own morals. It's
stained glass.
Stained glass.
It's shiny now.
It was.
I made Sir Geranium into an actual character for a one shot I was playing. He's wonderful.
Any more? Fair dinkum. So, I've lost the badge. Never be I the timekeeper, but thank you all for joining us here tonight, being part of the show. If you have enjoyed this, we will be doing Talk Together every Friday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. GMT, and we do stream D&D games Mondays and Tuesdays. On Mondays, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. we have, because it's next week, Chaos in the Collection, which is the start of M's new 4-parter. We've got some new faces. M likes things being released in museums. That's the two things M loves, alliteration and things going wacky in museums. And on Tuesdays, we are currently streaming Warriors of Waterdeep, where everything is fine. Everything is fine. Becca and myself can say everything's fine for us too. It's
Our
great.
characters are fine.
Absolutely great. It's a little hollybobs. Just
It's really romantic and fine.
Yeah. We flashed to us just coated in blood and gore and cut back. Okay, it's fine.
That is the genuine cut for next week. It's them all going oh God, things are terrible. Then it cuts to you two. Oh God. And then it cuts back again.
I'll just read the diary. It's just 4 pages of and a terrible stick figure drawing.
But I have nice teeth.
You do have lovely teeth, darling. It's why I fell for you.
It's on your contract, Rebecca. It's on your contract.
Compliments about teeth. This is such a weird company. Anyway, so all our shows are currently streamed at twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG, and there's a link in chat. Please don't forget, you can also enjoy this as a podcast, although you will miss these beautiful faces. Also, when everyone dresses up in fancy dress, just... big thanks to our D20 Club on Patreon. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for people supporting us on the wiki and the Discord, where, again, all sorts of fun memes, because we love memes. Thanks to our sponsors, supporters, as we say at the end of every single episode,
no,
please. We do, because we don't say it, then the episode doesn't get to end, and we go for another 2 hours. Please, I beg you, in the name of the Raven Queen herself, stay classy at the table. Curse broken.